Welcome everyone. It's our first podcast today, huh? So we're the Superfunpack weekly podcast, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comics, and whatever the hell we want to talk about. I'm your host, Chris. What up? And with me, as always, is lovely Jennifer.
Hello. Super loud.
Yeah. But so we're on our first podcast today, and for the people who don't know that, we started our first podcast, and we're trying to see how far this takes us.
Yep. Hopefully very far.
So, what is Funpack or
Super fun pack. Because we're super fun, not just fun.
Yeah. Superfunpack is a film, a minor film company, right? So, what we're gonna do is provide podcasts, provide let's plays, provide live action videos. No, we're not gonna start over.
No,
This is the train wreck that we all destined it to be.
It's a pretty bad train wreck. You're fucking it over. The host sucks. Fire him.
Well, however,
I'm writing you secret notes. Sorry.
So, however, we're trying to see where this goes. And yeah, we suck, but at least...
I don't suck. You suck.
Oh, I suck. Screw you.
You're the worst host ever. If I had known this, I would have been the host.
Oh yeah, bullshit.
I would have.
All right. Well, next time we'll see how Jen hosts.
I host goodish.
Yeah, but I'm the best.
And you host poorish.
I'm the best.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, make better everything. I do better everything.
You do me. Whoa, you do things better than me.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is a PG podcast, Chris. Shut
No,
up.
the fucking ain't.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah, I do many things good, many things better. Like even make eggs better.
You don't make eggs better
Yeah,
than
the
I
fuck
do.
I make better.
No, I make them.
No, you make pebbles.
Your eggs are huge and not fully cooked.
No, they're fully cooked. It's just you let them get cold because you can't handle the girth of the egg.
No.
The egg is supposed to be like.
You know what? Shut up.
No.
No. You didn't give me my own microphone, so I can't even talk over you.
Oh well, we're having audio difficulties. We're learning as we go.
So I can't cut him off because then you can't hear either of us.
You could cut me off.
No, your scrambled eggs. We're discussing scrambled eggs. Your scrambled eggs are not scrambled eggs. Imagine an omelet. And then you just cut it into like 3 pieces, and he calls that a scrambled egg.
But is the egg not scrambled?
But it's not scrambled
It
eggs.
is
They're giant chunks of
scrambled.
egg. It's like I have to chew for hours to break it up into swallowable pieces.
Every time I eat your eggs, they're like these tiny little pebbles.
Your eggs, my eggs are better.
They feel like I'm
You
eating
don't-
sauce cereal.
You don't even add salt to your eggs, Chris.
I don't like a lot of salt.
You add no salt. It's literally like
I
eating
just
rubber.
I'd
And
rather
then
not
because
have
they're
salt.
so big, they cool off so much because they're they're so
They're
disgusting.
good.
I hate your eggs. My eggs are better.
No.
My eggs are better.
No.
Who eggs makes more? Who? Mine?
What? See how you did that sentence? You butchered it? That's how you butchered the eggs.
So mean. Hurt my feelings. Oh my god. Chris,
That's why I'm the egg
I
champ.
find that if you're the egg champ, you make the eggs.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't want
I'm not making eggs anymore.
Yeah.
But the great egg debate. Oh, I am I? What is this special host privileges? Get to decide who gets to make the eggs?
Yeah.
No, I'm the producer of this podcast. I decide. It's my computer. I control the podcast.
So I'm owned.
Yes, you are owned by moi. But no, the great egg debate, I win because your eggs suck.
No, the great
In
egg
a
debate
double-blind
is
study, my eggs win.
We can't double-blind study nobody.
My stomach can, though. My stomach doesn't know who made the eggs.
We have to get a third party, and then we're just gotta make the eggs, and then mix them, and like, here, have them. And he goes, I like this
What we gotta do is we gotta
one.
make the eggs. Okay?
Yeah.
We give it to a third person.
Yeah.
We just put them on a table. We just make them, put them down.
Yeah.
Okay? Third person comes in, grabs the plates.
Yep.
Third person gives these to a fourth person just to make sure it's double blind.
Yeah.
Because they don't know who made whose eggs. Except they will, because apparently mine are tiny pebble eggs, so they'll know just by seeing the tiny pebble eggs. They're not. Shut up. Then the fourth person will eat the eggs, and they will tell us which is better, A or B. And mine will be better. No, mine will be better.
Well, I guess we got a video we gotta make now.
Yeah. Fine then. That's gonna happen. That's going to happen. We're going to determine whose eggs are better, and then it will no longer be a debate because I will be declared the winner.
They were like, Chris, how did you master the craft of making scrambled
Your
eggs?
eggs take no skill. You basically make an omelet and then give up and make those scrambled eggs.
How are you at the pantheon of egg making?
I cannot tell you, audience, how many times we have argued about this. Too many times.
I'm the head of the Mount Olympus of eggs?
No, you make your eggs
Call
disgusting.
me
They're
Zeus
horrible.
of eggs.
Last time you made the eggs, it took me like 20 minutes to eat them because I was literally like, they're so gross.
No, they're great.
Huge. You need to cut them into smaller pieces. And then they're all chewy and rubbery and you don't cook them fully and they're slightly wet. It's gross.
No, that's not.
That's literally
not
accurate.
That's not true.
Mine are at least cooked fully through.
Yours are dry.
Are you telling me I have dry eggs?
That's a double entendre.
Yeah, that
right
is,
there.
isn't it? Oh my god, no, I win. My eggs are better.
Oh, we'll see.
My eggs are better.
Egomania is gonna happen now. There's no longer a debate. Egomania, 1-on-1. Jennifer versus Chris. Whoever wins gets the egg title.
And then they have to make the eggs every day.
I'll win.
So you'll make eggs every day if you win. If asterisk, okay? Because you're not going to win. Actually, how do you say that word?
Asterisk.
Asterisk. Wow, my education's failing me hard. My education ain't reading, okay? So do it. No, don't take the pen away.
Don't click the pen.
I won't click the pen. I put the pen away now.
Oh, well, that happened.
We never got to what our podcast is actually about.
Yeah, we did.
Movies?
Yeah, it was right in the beginning when you're like, start
over. I wasn't
over.
paying attention to you.
So, you don't ever pay attention.
Your horrible voice was distracting.
Jesus.
Why did I decide to do this with you? I don't know. I should have hired a professional.
No one's a professional podcaster.
They are now.
No, they just talk into the mics and talk good.
Well, I don't even have a mic, so...
Well, we got a single mic. Well, we have one over there. It's just not working right. So we'll fix that. We'll find a way. We'll do it.
Anywho, we are Superfunpack. Yeah.
They know!
Do they? I feel like we need to say it every 5 minutes. Just be like, we are this, so you know.
Like, that microphone's going to find a way to work, like Jurassic Park, but... Yeah, you.
Okay. Okay.
So how's your week been?
My week?
Yeah.
My week was... I don't remember how my week was. I forgot. I don't think it was good. I didn't like it, did I?
No, not really.
No, didn't have a very good week.
Yeah, my week wasn't really productive either.
No.
I was just doing stuff for... I did stuff for the channel and stuff, which was good, but...
and we didn't get to train that much. So.
Yeah, I really wanted to train this week. My shoulder was really acting up.
My arm was bad. So.
Yeah.
We train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu together.
Yeah. I suck.
I'm okay.
I get choked out every day.
And he looks so cute when he does.
Yeah, me turning blue in the face and like gasping for air. Oh, how cute!
He's so cute.
He's about to die.
And your little geed, I'm yelling at you. Turn down your hips. You don't even know where you are at that point.
He's like, oh, that's so cute. He's trying to breathe.
So adorable.
Well, you did this week see the the New Mutants trailer.
I did see that trailer, yes.
What do you think?
Okay, so my first impression of this trailer was, what the fuck? I think I literally said, what the fuck is this? So they're trying to make it a scary movie using mutants? Okay, one, I don't like scary movies. So you're probably going to lose me as a demographic right there. Don't like it. Two, I wasn't intrigued by it at all. Because my whole thing was, wait, is this mutants? Oh, what are you doing to the X-Men that I love? I don't understand this. That's literally what's happening. So I don't know how I'm not excited for it. And I got distracted by Maisie Williams, the one who plays Arya Stark.
Yeah.
I saw her and I was like, Arya! So I didn't really pay attention to anything else.
Well, like when I saw it, I was really interested because I like horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
The cheesier the better for me, but this one I think is taking itself a little too seriously. Like when you see Sunspot in the washing machine, like I'm like, why did they put him in there? Why you tumble dry? Well, whatever. It's a dry washing machine, whatever. But he was in it, and I'm like, why put a man in that? And then you have a lot of these scenes that don't really make any sense and raise too many questions. Like, what the hell is going on? Why are their faces pushing on the wall?
Yeah.
The trailer doesn't really explain anything except that they're in a laboratory and they're probably getting tortured in the lab. And, like, they're using mutants that people don't really know unless you're into the comics.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the name...
Like the main core.
Yeah, it's not your...
They're also none of the ones that we've been following for the past, 20 years since
yeah,
we're making X-Men
they
movies.
are connected to the timeline. It just... Like, I don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you have the two branching timelines. You have the original timeline with X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, Last Stand, Wolverine, the Wolverine Origins movie, and Logan, where Logan's a little muddy, but, like, they say Logan's a part of that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the branching path, which starts at Days of Future Past, which they connect in a way, but also split.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the First Class, you get the Apocalypse, you get Days of Future Past, and then the Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah, which isn't on it either.
Yeah, and I'm not excited for Dark Phoenix. They fucked it up already. I don't want to deal with it again.
I don't know. I remember watching the cartoons when I was young, and they were just fun.
Yeah.
Like, I had fun with the cartoons, and I really liked Rogue, was one of my favorite characters. And the original X1, X2, X3, they didn't really utilize that character that much, and that was my favorite character, so I was like, and then, I don't know, I don't understand. I guess it's a horror movie, but it's the X-Men, which the X-Men's a hero movie, so I don't understand how they're going to take heroes, and, I mean, the X-Men universe has dark undertones of, like, segregation and stuff, and, like, hate crimes, and people hating, and racism and hating mutants and all that stuff, and torture, what people do to these mutants, so that, that's always there, but it's usually, I don't know, not a direct, except for Wolverine's character, who it is plays within his storyline directly, so I don't know, it's just this very different tone from the rest of what we've seen thus far. And I think it's going to be very different. I don't know if they're going to try and continue that tone with other movies, or is this going to be kind of a standalone that's going to connect to the rest of the universe?
The Dark Phoenix movie is connected to the Days of Future... Not the Days of Future Past timeline, but the First Class timeline, Apocalypse timeline.
But is the New Mutants going to be within that, or is it like
or is it going to continue from the original?
Yeah, or even is it just a standalone film that will connect to things within the movie, but we're not going to actually see things like plot device, like plot movements and stuff that is directly going to relate to the Dark Phoenix. It's just a movie on its own.
Like, I'm so not excited for Dark Phoenix at all. Because, like,
So the Phoenix is Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And the Dark Phoenix, I'm assuming, is her going... bad or her power is overpowering? I mean, she's one of those powerful.
Yeah, because like the Phoenix is some cosmic entity, like some cosmic power that transports itself to host. However, with Jean, she becomes Dark Phoenix when she dies, and then she is overtaken by the Phoenix, and the Phoenix does whatever she wants. And it's real hard to do that story when you're always in a fucking forest or in a fucking facility or dam even, because every every X-Men movie we get, they're somewhere in a forest, they're somewhere in some scientific facility, or half of the world is being destroyed.
Yeah.
And it's the same backdrop, but like the Phoenix is supposed to be some cosmic entity, like go to space, go somewhere else. Like you could have done the Dark Phoenix saga and probably in the Apocalypse movie. They'd show Phoenix in the Apocalypse movie, and like that's how she beats him. But it
wasn't a spirit. That's not how she beat it. It was just she tapped into her powers.
Yeah, but the spirit is the Phoenix. It goes into host to host. Like,
but you said when she dies,
it takes over.
So Jean was born with this Phoenix in her.
It's just dormant.
And it's just dormant, but she can access the power.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Naruto.
Kind of like Naruto.
Okay.
Jean Grey is the Naruto of X-Men, except she could read minds and like use telepathy.
I don't like Naruto.
Yeah, no one likes Naruto.
But okay, this is the whole thing then, I guess. Because then the character of Jean Grey is kind of boring. Because the whole time,
she really is.
She's literally just, I'm the most powerful thing ever right now, but I can't use my powers, because if I do, it could go bad.
And that's the problem with, like, Legion. He's one of the most powerful mutants of all of X-Men.
Yeah.
But that TV show is amazing. But then you get to see the inverse of that, and then you get, like, X-Men Last Stand, where she's just, like, incinerating old people left and right.
Yeah.
And then you get Wolverine running up there and, like, stab you in the gut. Oh, I'm sorry. And it's really stupid because, like, you have all these characters that you could delve into. And
they always choose the same ones.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I was going with Rogue, because wasn't it Days of Future Past? That had a whole thing with the character of Rogue, and they cut it out.
Yeah.
And I think her character is super interesting because she's not overpowered. Like, she's not a Jean Grey, she's not a Phoenix, but her power is powerful, and she hurts people. And her whole dilemma is her power physically stops her from being close to the one she loves.
Yeah.
And she has this struggle between keeping her powers and not. Yeah. And I think it was in
That's in the movies more. In the cartoon, or even...
No, in the cartoon she struggled with it too. Yeah, she always struggles with it.
Because, like, I know in the comics she ends up flip-flopping. Like, what should she do? Should she keep her powers, like, at bay and, like, do what she needs to do that's, what, quote-unquote good? Or go with Magneto and do what they want to do, like, they're oppressing her or whatever. But there's only very few people in the X-Men universe that can physically nullify that ability. Yeah,
so her power is, it's powerful, but it's not, she can't incinerate people like Phoenix can. But I think her character is really interesting because of that struggle. I guess I am more speaking towards the movies because I didn't think this way when I was watching the cartoons, because they're different, obviously. Yeah. But was it in X2 or X3 where they came up with the cure for mutanism? X3, and she took it and everyone was mad at her. And and you're sitting there going, I can kind of understand where she's coming from. Like, she wants to be able to kiss her boyfriend without killing him. Like, But
Bobby's also a shitty boyfriend in that.
I mean, he's a shitty boyfriend, but we're not talking about him. We're talking about her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So I'm thinking, like, the Days of Future Past. I think the X people are just the X people, the people who make the movies. The Fox
makes the
Stop
X
making
movie.
fun of me, okay? They make the X movies. This is what happens when I'm thinking about my feet. This is obviously not pre-scripted, okay? But no, I think that they're showing that they really don't know or they're doing a very bad job with subtlety of character and the nuances of character.
Yeah.
So exactly what you're saying, that it's always this big, grandiose, the world's ending.
Yeah.
But a superhero movie, what makes it so interesting is that you give these people incredible powers.
Yeah.
And they're dealing with these things that all of us deal with, but with a higher stake to it, and that's what's so nuanced and beautiful. So Rogue is dealing with being a powerful person and having this power to hurt people, and wanting to be close to people, and putting a barrier between her, and that is such a cool. It's such a cool idea to like work with, and the movies can be really good, but they always stiff this character because she's powerful. They don't know what to do with her, and it's the same with the Phoenix. She's so powerful. They're like, oh, we got to make her this grand thing. When no, you can actually make the movie very small. If you wanted to, and it can be just as good, and it can have so many nuances, and you can have so many themes within it, and it can be really good. But I don't think they're gonna do that. No. I think it's gonna be this big thing.
This big grandiose thing. That's why even like Age of Ultron failed.
Mhm.
Like it didn't bomb in the box office, but the story's not that great. Everyone, I'm like one of those very few people that don't like both of the Avenger movies, and like. They're fun to watch if like it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. Just watch it and turn off your brain and it's fun. But there's no real like story element to it. It's the first one you get them fighting each other and then they all pal around and become friends and fight the big bad at the end, which is just a bunch of alien drones and Loki kinda. And then in the second one, what you get. They're fighting between each other a little bit, and then they go fight the big bad together, which is a robot with his robot drones.
Yeah.
And then we got Civil War. Which
I like Civil War.
On Civil War.
I think Civil War's good because exactly what we were saying earlier. They went from these Avengers 1, Avengers 2, these huge enemies, to the new enemy was themselves and their own ideologies, and who was right and who was wrong.
And let's be honest, Tony was wrong.
Not everyone agrees.
He made Ultron.
This is the funny. No, we're talking about Civil War.
Yeah.
And he believes Bucky should go and that they should sign this thing because he thinks he's along the lines that the Avengers as a group has too much power and they need to be kind of given away.
Yeah, but the whole time he's like, Bucky needs to be captured. Right? But he never once takes responsibility for his own actions throughout that movie.
About what? Getting Bucky... No, he didn't do anything with Bucky. He did stuff with Avengers. With Ultron.
Because, like, the whole point is Tony Stark is trying to stop Bucky from killing people because the Winter Soldier's out assassinating people. Right? But
the whole point is that the government told them that they need to capture Winter Soldier. And Iron Man is now going with whatever the government says.
And the government's main thing was, look, this is what happened when you... Like, these two things don't make sense. The reason why they're like, the Avengers have to conform to us is because look what you guys did. Look what you guys did in Washington during the Winter Soldier movie.
They're talking about all the...
Look what you did in Africa when you fought the Hulk, Tony Stark. Leveled all, like... the whole African village, and then he goes, also remember that Russian town Ultron trying to fucking wipe out the Earth with? Well, you did that too, Tony. But he doesn't even say, like, he's like, the Avengers, this is your problem. You did this. And then, like...
Tony's saying this is collectively, though. That they all need to be put on a leash, essentially.
No, that was, Red Hulk. I forget his name. The general. He was telling him that.
Yes, and Tony agreed.
Yeah, but at the same time, he should be locked away too.
None of them were going to be locked away until they all went against the government. That's the whole point. If they all agreed, or they didn't want to agree, and then, so, they were like, here, sign this accord that we're going to make, saying that peace, peace, peace. Half of them signed, half of them didn't. The government wasn't going to go after them because they didn't sign. They were just saying, okay, fine, then you can't work as the Avengers anymore. Captain America would have been fine. But then he finds out dear old Winter Soldier is actually his old friend, Bucky.
He's always known that.
Yes, but now he's finding out that his friend's in trouble and that they got him, so he decides he needs to do what's right. They're going to arrest him for assassinating at the convention,
Yeah.
the bomb thing. So they are like, Bucky did this, we need to capture him, blah, blah, blah. Captain America's like, I don't think he did this. I think you guys are wrong. Let me talk to him. They say no. He goes against the government. So Captain America broke the law. Iron Man is then going with them, going with the government, to capture Winter Soldier and stop Captain America.
Yeah.
They tell him, the government, they tell Iron Man he has a timeline to do this. Otherwise, they can't stop what's going to happen. Because essentially what they're going to do is they're going to have to take all the heroes after this and lock them away because they can't be trusted, they can't be controlled, and they're becoming a liability. So, on one hand, you're saying, well, even though Captain America is going with the government now, it doesn't matter because he caused these problems to begin with. Which, yeah, sure, he maybe made Ultron, but all this is just because they're powerful. But this is the whole point of the movie, right? When you have all this power, who's in control of it? Should it be a government? Should it be their own moral consciences? And you can't say, yes, it should be their moral consciences, because they all have different ideas of what is right and wrong.
A government can tell you to do something different.
Right, which is why Captain America didn't sign up.
Yeah.
Why he didn't want to sign. Because he's like, sure, maybe you were saying don't do this and you're right 90% of the time. But what about those 10% that you're wrong and we should be acting, but you're not letting us?
Yeah.
Which is what. So, okay, we got into all of this.
Yeah.
We went from Fox to Marvel. Oops.
Well, they own X-Men.
I mean, it's all the same thing, really.
Yeah.
They're all interconnected because they're all Marvel comics.
They're
X-Men
all Marvel comics. It's just they can't intersect the characters.
Yeah. So.
Except they did Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in.
But Quicksilver's in both Marvel and the Fox.
Yeah.
Productions.
In one of them, he's a mutant, and the other one, he's something else.
But we were talking about the Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah, and how it should be more consolidated.
More consolidated and better. Yeah, I think we've spoken quite a bit on that.
Yeah.
But the one thing we want to talk about, going back to the X-Men, is the possibility of a X-23 spinoff.
Yeah. I really want that. I so want that, because that little girl is like fucking amazing.
She's amazing. The thing that's really interesting for me, because we read the article, read this article from comicbook.com, talking about the writers were thinking about and just thinking about writing this script. But the interesting part for me is they talked about in this paper that what gave them the idea for the spinoff for Logan was really the success of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And the idea that they're kind of producers and people who put out this money are seeing that, wait, a female protagonist can actually bring in the bucks.
Because Logan didn't really break ground. Deadpool did it with the R rating, and then and that gave Fox the alright, do it with Logan. And they're like, alright, cool, we get to do it now. And then, and now that we saw, once we saw that Wonder Woman did so well successfully with having a female lead and directed by a female, and now we can get a child female lead, and that would be so amazing.
I don't think it'd be a child, though.
If they're going to continue off of Logan, they're going to have to keep the Laura that they got for Logan.
Well, even if they did, it's going to be for a few years. She's not going to be a child anymore.
Teenager?
Teenager?
Because she was 11 when she was doing that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, if they do that, I don't know where they're going to go. They could do a New Mutants type thing, but it doesn't really make sense. Neither would Alpha Flight or what was going to go with? I forgot. But I would really want an all new Wolverine, like how Marvel Comics does it.
Mm-hmm.
She takes up the mantle of Wolverine.
Mm.
And she's learning how to honor her father
figure.
Yeah, because in this movie it's a father figure versus...
He didn't help her. I mean, he helped her, but he wasn't there in her life. But
yeah.
I don't know. For me, the most interesting part of Laura X-23, she's really cool. Character, I think she has a lot of human emotions that you can work with as a film.
Yeah.
And you can make some very interesting movies and stuff that deal with, important thematic elements, abuse, trauma and all that. But they're probably not going to do that. They're probably going to make a superhero movie dealing with huge events instead of dealing with the character herself. But
well, they did it with Logan.
They did it with Logan, but how many years did it take? How many Wolverine movies did we have to get through before we could get there?
2.
And my fear is that they're going to say, okay, we have a female lead, and then they're going to try and masculinize her. So it's not going to be about her emotions. They'll be like, well, it's female, let's not get too soft with it. You know what I mean? Like, they might handle the material wrong because it is a female.
Yeah.
That could be something that could happen, too.
But reading Innocence Lost, do you think, like, she does have a softness to her, but do you think they would be able to balance that, right?
That character has softness to her, but it's very subtle, and I think if you do it wrong, you can miss it.
Yeah.
Like, they could make her too hard and too gruff, because the character uses her stoicness and, her strength as a shield from her emotions because of everything that she's been through. So I think you can make the mistake, depending on how you portray her, of making her of hiding all of that, and then she becomes just this, like, kind of like Wolverine. You don't really get it. I mean, in the movies that we have, continuously, X1, X2, Wolverine, Logan, blah, blah, blah. I think Logan is one of them where you really actually do see his emotions, but some of these movies, they did a bad job of seeing the character of Wolverine as a person.
Yeah.
If seeing Logan, you mainly saw Wolverine, the warrior fighter. And it's the same thing with Laura, in that you can make the mistake of showing X-23 and not Laura.
But in Logan, when we did see X-23, we did see that softer side, that we did see that subtleness.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the combination of the actress playing her, which I forget her name, and I'm really upset that I forget that. But also the combination of, like, who she's bouncing off of. She's bouncing off of Hugh Jackman.
It's also good writing.
Yeah, and you got James Mangold directing it.
Mm-hmm.
And if he comes back to direct that, it could be good, really good.
But this all goes back to every single movie that you need a good script.
Yeah.
Someone who, if you're coming back off of a comic book, who understands these characters and who wants to play with the nuances and the themes of these characters. You need a good director, and then you need good actors and actresses to bring it to life.
Oh, Daphne Keane. Okay.
Is the name of the girl who played X-23.
Yeah. Well, she did a really good job, and, like, she even discussed, I think in a few interviews, that Laura does have an innocence to her. Like, she does have, not an innocence, but a softness and an emotional side.
Mm-hmm.
But she does hide it.
Well, she had to.
Yeah.
She had to hide it. Like, reading the comic books, you can see that. So in the comic book Innocence Lost, they keep her, like, in a room with nothing.
And we get hints of that in Logan, where she's in the facility.
Yeah, she's in the facility, but it was very apparent in the comic books. Like, there wasn't a bed, there wasn't a blanket. She was always, like, hugging herself. But her mom would just read her books.
Yeah.
And from that's where she got, like, the love that she needed. But even when she was getting read from her mom, she couldn't put her head on the lap.
Yeah.
So she couldn't show her emotions. So I think coming out of all of this, the character of X-23, Laura, is going to have a hard time showing emotions, but she has emotions. So how, as a script writer, as a director, how can you show a person who has emotions, who's deeply wounded, without showing the emotions outright, without having a scene where she's just bawling? Because I don't think that'd be accurate to her either. So it's going to have to be with very good writing, good music, like all of this combined to show this character. And I'm afraid, again, that if it goes wrong, they're going to say, oh, well, it's bad because it's a woman. No, it's bad because this is such a hard, nuanced character to produce and show on a film. It'd be easier to show in a book or in a comic book because you get pages to show it and to deal with it. But in a movie,
you have more time to express the character out.
Yeah.
While in a movie, you got 2 hours.
You got 2 hours, and you only have the shots that you can show.
Yeah.
And you still need to have a plot, and it still needs to go to specific pacing. So, I think her character is really interesting, and I think if we get some talented people to work on it, we can have a really interesting film.
I think the villain. I think they used him in Logan. It was the guy who actually manufactured the mutants.
Mhm.
But I feel like they should use the guy who made X-23 in the comics.
Xander?
Yeah.
Rice? Xander Rice.
Xander Rice. Unless they used him in Logan, I don't remember, but they kind of took that backstory a little bit.
Mhm.
But if they use Xander Rice and he's like, no, I need to capture X-23 Laura, and I want her dead because of what Wolverine did.
Mhm.
Because it's you're guilty by proxy at this point. Even though he created her in the Innocence Lost comic, he can't stand her.
Yeah. Oh, he can't stand her because of.
Yeah.
They can't stand her. It's.
And that would be a great foil to her because it's like a reminiscence of what her father been through.
Mhm.
And like what he died for in Logan, like to keep her.
Again, he's not her father. He's her clone. She is his clone.
Yeah, but
not her father.
I'm so used to calling her father-daughter because of the fact that in the comics they actually acknowledge that every once in a while.
Like
yeah, they're clones.
That he thinks of her like his
daughter. And like she considers him his father, or her father.
Yeah, but in the movie thus far,
she calls him dad.
She calls him dad, but she's also like 11. She's gonna latch on to whatever she can. Whoever shows her love. She's had so little love in her life. She's gonna latch on.
Like Xavier was like grandpa.
Yeah, she's gonna latch on to everyone.
The closest thing to
that she's had thus far is the first male figure she's had in her life who actively defends her and protects her was Logan.
And on top of that, it's like they have the same genetic makeup.
Yeah.
Like she's. Damn. Like she does have half of his DNA.
Damn.
It's like. It is what it is.
That's so sad.
It is though. She's like that scene where she cries in the end. I fucking lost it. I was like, oh no.
Okay, but let's not put on this that Logan was a perfect movie either.
No, Logan's not a perfect movie.
It was good. It was good. But it still had a lot of the problems that
most movies have, yeah.
Pacing.
Like,
it was badly paced.
It's paced like a spaghetti western.
It's too slow.
That's what spaghetti westerns are like.
If I wanted to watch a spaghetti western, I'd watch a spaghetti western.
Logan is a spaghetti western.
It was too slow. Okay, no, it's an X-Men movie.
It's an X-Men movie.
In the
spaghetti
style.
western.
No, they needed. Oh.
I wanted Sabretooth back so bad.
What?
In Logan, I wanted Sabretooth.
Oh.
I just wanted him like, boop. I was like, oh shit. What?
I mean, it was a good movie. I'm not denying it. It definitely deserves all the credit it's gotten. But
I also liked how gruesome it was.
It was gruesome. It was beautiful. The fight scenes were great. Character development, awesome. Pacing, too slow. And it simply could have been things by shortening some of the. There were large chunks where no one speaks.
Yeah.
And it simply could have been cutting off by 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Taking a second off here and there. Could have fixed the pacing magically. Because I don't mind silence in films either.
Yeah.
But there were just large swatches of no one speaking. And yeah. But good movie. Fun movie. Definitely think it's one of the better ones. X-Men First Class was great.
People want Logan to go for an Oscar. I don't know if it'll win that. Because the only comic book movie I know that won an Oscar is The Dark Knight, but that was for
the only thing I have. Everything that wins awards, half the movies that win awards in these award shows, I haven't watched. Yeah. And I'm always like, half of them like, what was that, Manchester by the Sea that got all these things? Yeah. I watched it. Super depressing, super slow. I'm like, oh, it's so amazing. Like, just because I cry in it doesn't mean it's an amazing movie and deserves all the awards. Yeah. Like, no.
It's like I said many a times, like, I'm not a big fan of Oscar baity movies.
Yeah.
And like, and you always will see it. It's like, Anne Hathaway, Hugh Jackman, Brad Pitt, Christian Bale. A Night to Remember. I'm like, oh man, this is probably gonna win an Oscar, but God, I don't want to watch
half
this.
Half these movies, blah. I haven't watched. It's bad because I haven't watched like half these movies that are supposed to be like all the greats. Oh, you should watch them. They're all up for 18 bajillion awards. I haven't seen any of them.
Like, I saw Moonlight, and Moonlight's a great movie, but
have not seen it.
Oscar baity as shit, and I can't.
Is it over 2 hours long?
It's over 2 hours.
No. Sorry. What is up with those movies now being over 2 hours?
And that's how it is. That's how the times changed.
They're too long. My ass falls asleep. Okay, here's the thing. If I can figure out the ending
Kingsman of the was 2.5 hours.
If I know the ending of the movie,
yeah,
I'm done watching the movie.
Yeah.
Half the time I figure out the ending of the movie, what? Would you say about 70, 80 minutes in?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, when's this over? Because I got it.
Yeah, see, I'm different. When I watch a movie, I like seeing it, and once I figure that out, which is usually about the 80%, like the 80-minute mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how this is gonna end. I wonder how the characters are gonna figure this out.
Or get to that point.
Yeah, because I can watch a movie and I can get it spoiled every day. You could spoil every season of Game of Thrones. I still want to watch how they got there.
I don't know. This is just how I've been with new movies lately. Because normally I love movies, but it's gotten to the point for me where it's like, okay, here's another fight scene. But I know how it's going to end. They're going to make up and they're going to go over there.
Yeah.
This fight scene, it doesn't matter because I already know where they're going to get. I know where their character is getting to, and I can see how they're going to get there.
That's probably because movies now are being a little bit too formulaic.
Yes,
because
for sure.
Everything's trying to make its own universe. Everything's trying to make its own version of the big hot thing. Everyone wants to be their own Marvel.
Everyone was trying to be their own Hunger Games for a moment.
Yeah, and I got really annoyed with everyone with the bow and arrow. I was like, so this bow and arrow season? Like,
Hold on, I do have a bow and arrow.
Yeah, I know, but when it was, Hunger Games came out, that same time, there was a video game called Crisis 2. The main character had a bow and arrow. Lara Croft Tomb Raider came back out, and she had a bow and arrow. Brave came out, bow and arrow. Everyone started wielding bow and arrows. Everyone wanted to be Legolas, but no one could be Legolas.
Legolas is beautiful.
We all know this, but he slid down the thing like a dinosaur, like he's in Flintstones. Legolas. But yeah, I hope they do X-23 right.
Yeah.
And because Logan did so well, it's obvious that they're going to do it again.
Mhm.
But that causes a big problem in the whole X-Men comic book universe.
Mhm.
And the issue, like, I call it the Wolverine paradox.
Mhm.
And it's because, like, we get the original timeline, X-Men 1, X-Men 2, 3, and Last Stand, right? And then we got the Days to Future Past movie. And then we got First Class and whatever.
Wait, was it? No, it's First Class, then Days of Future Past.
Yeah. But when that movie came out, we were introduced to different characters playing these characters in a younger role.
Mhm.
Right? So we had Cyclops change, even though Cyclops died. We had Beast change, and Beast died in Days to Future Past. Like, most of the mutants that were around were gone, and they had a casting change.
Yeah.
And now we got Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, going from one section to another.
Yeah.
So, Logan, yeah, he dies in the original timeline, let's say. And X-Men,
The original, like, X1, X2.
X2,
Okay.
and then the Wolverine.
And he died in Logan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's if we're going like that. Like, the
Yeah,
conclusion
but in
to
the
that.
other one, the last one they just had was X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
They showed Logan escaping from Stryker's facility. The young teen versions of them open it and he escapes.
Yeah.
So,
how is
he gonna be in this world?
Yeah, because if they're recasting, everyone. Are they just gonna recast Hugh Jackman? It's like, no, that's Wolverine.
Oh.
You fuck up real bad because you put him in both timelines. You put Hugh Jackman in timeline 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do now for, like, let's say, if in Dark Phoenix they're like, oh, Wolverine's coming back. Are you bringing back Hugh? Because Hugh said he's done. Unless he's done making solo Wolverine movies. He said he's done Wolverine. But he also said that he hung up the claws.
But does it matter if you don't show him? Because they're so young, they don't meet him until they're older, right?
Yeah.
So if everything within the story happens before the part where he's supposed to come in, it won't matter.
It won't matter, yeah.
It won't matter.
But
and considering the age of the actors that they have portraying
But if they're doing Dark Phoenix, how is Cyclops going to beat Dark Phoenix?
In the comics, does Wolverine defeat?
Yeah, Wolverine is...
How does he defeat her?
He's the only one with a crazy fast healing factor.
Right. So he's the only one who can get to her.
Yeah. Unless they're going to be like, fuck it, let's bring Deadpool.
Well, they own him, so they can do that.
And they're going to have to make it a rated R because Deadpool gets shot the hell up and blown up and cut up every 5 minutes. Yeah. And I don't think we're probably going to see New Mutants rated R, but we're not going to see an X-Men movie rated R.
Why not?
Because X-Men, the name...
attracts too many young people?
Yeah.
Do you think that's why they named Logan, not X-Men?
It's not. Because when you see Logan, tell your mom, like, oh, there's a movie out called Logan. No one that doesn't know comics is going to assume that's, X-Men movie or superhero movie.
Yeah.
But if you go and say, hey, you want to watch X-Men's Days to Future Past with your parents or, like, a grandparent, they're going to be like, no, that's that superhero shit, right? No, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
So, what are they going to do with Wolverine once they either get to that point where he's going to meet up with them? Because I think on the Phoenix movie, Dark Phoenix is coming out, and it's going to be placed in the 90s.
Okay.
So, eventually we know Wolverine's going to side with the X-Men.
Yeah.
But when is that point? Or you're just going to kill them off screen?
Well, it also depends, though, on what Dark Phoenix is about. Because, like I said, it could be about Jean Grey's own struggle with who she is. And maybe the Phoenix never actually takes over.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting film.
Good.
Because then it wouldn't matter if Wolverine's there or not. You don't need him to destroy what hasn't happened yet. But if it's about her own... Because in the last movie, we saw her struggling with her powers. And everyone's afraid of her at the school. So supposedly everyone knows that she has this power? Or they just know that she's powerful and she can't control it and they're all afraid of her.
They just know she's powerful.
And they're all afraid of her. Because in the last movie, Apocalypse, everyone was afraid of her and they avoided her.
Because she's really strong. She's really like strong. I forget how they class it, but she's like a high-class mutant. Mm-hmm. Like Xavier levels.
Yeah. So, that's... I don't know, because, it really depends, because you're calling it a paradox because they need Wolverine. Yeah. But if you don't meet him, then it's not a paradox. Yeah. You do it before his character. But I'm thinking that they're going to keep making these movies for a long time. Yeah. They're not going to lose this cash cow. Yeah. So that means
because the moment they stop, Marvel's going to swoop in like that hungry hawk it is and take it.
So that means no matter how nostalgic we want to be, we're going to have a new Wolverine eventually. Yeah. I know Hugh Jackman did an amazing job. Yeah. But it's
destined that
we're gonna have a new Wolverine. Just like we're gonna have a new Iron Man, Captain America. One day it's gonna happen. These characters are human beings. These actors are human beings, and
they don't live forever.
They don't live forever, and I don't think we're gonna have people in their 50s and 60s and like, I want to play Captain America. I want to jump off buildings and I want to work out and have abs like grr. Like No. So no matter what, we're not gonna be able to keep holding on.
Yeah, but I'm the type of guy that's a stickler for continuity. I get upset when you recast.
Okay.
Unless you have to physically recast.
Yeah.
Like if someone died or something like that. Or if they went to jail or something big happened where you can't have them all.
Yeah.
That I can understand. But what bugs me is if the character you casted, they're there, but you're like, we're going to recast you and make you the same character. That bugs me because it doesn't fit the continuity. And then you're like, oh, it all takes place in the same spot. And, like, it's all part of the same timeline. It's all canon. And he's like, so you're telling me it's canon that this person looks like this? This bugs me. Because, like, in Batman Begins, Katie Holmes is Rachel Dawes. And then Dark Knight, it's Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
I don't like that. You get Katie Holmes back. If Katie Holmes was a bad choice, you fucked up. You make Katie Holmes better.
That's funny. I don't have this problem. I really don't care. I come in each movie, like, just tell me who the character is, and I'll go with it.
Like, imagine if we watched Kingsman 1, and Eggie got recasted.
Is he as cute as the original actor?
It's just, let's say it's Jared Leto. Yeah, that would bug you, wouldn't it?
They look too different.
Maggie Gyllenhaal and Katie Holmes looks really different.
I don't give a shit about women. I don't think women are cute, so I like boys. I don't pay attention. As long as they're cute, I'll watch them.
But, like...
That's my thing.
But you see how, like, that... Or even, like, Galahad.
Yeah.
If they recasted Galahad and put, like, Morgan Freeman. Like, yeah.
Okay, yes, continuity is important, but you're thinking it's important because you're like, if you have 5 movies, okay, I guess it's important.
Yeah.
Maybe it is important. Maybe
if you have 5 movies that you put the same guy in, and then the one combo breaker is some random dude.
If it's like an
that'd
extra,
be annoying.
Or like, you know, a featured extra, what's that called? Like a secondary, a supporting character.
Yeah.
Who only has like 5 lines here or there throughout a series, and you change them. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
I can overlook it, but I'll notice it.
I'll notice it too. They did that with the Harry Potter movies. The guy who played Crab. Yeah. I couldn't remember if his name was actually Crab, but you know who I'm talking about. One of the Slytherin dudes.
Yeah. They also did it with the main wizard. It's not Gandalf.
Voldemort?
No.
Dumbledore?
Dumbledore.
Oh, that's because the guy died.
Yeah.
There's a difference for that.
I can deal with that, and they kind of look similar enough.
Yeah.
But
I want to watch Harry Potter.
Now, if you go like, you got Daniel Radcliffe through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna switch him out and bring him back in 6.
It's gonna be Elijah Wood.
Yeah, you put Elijah
Wood. They look close enough.
You put Elijah Wood in Harry Potter 5, and then bring Daniel Radcliffe back in 6. You would be mad.
Okay, yes, I would. Okay, I would. but in this scenario of if they have a new Wolverine, would I be mad if it's not Hugh Jackman? No. But Hugh Jackman's older. Hugh Jackman's been doing this for like 20 years. Dude's done. I get it. They did like 8 movies with him. You're like, okay, I get it. It's a new universe. Yeah. It's a new.
But the thing is, it's really
all the other characters. But all the other characters are different.
Yeah,
it's
but
not the same ones from X1, 2, and 3. So it's like,
they fucked it up by bringing Hugh into it. If they were like, no, we'll recast, and it'll be a younger Wolverine, I would have been okay with that. And they're like, alright, you could put him in whenever you want.
Yeah.
But they went, Hugh Jackman's going back into Hugh Jackman's body, and Hugh Jackman is saving everyone. And you're like, come on. Like, if you're going to recast the whole cast of mutants, why don't you recast Wolverine?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, Wolverine doesn't age. Well, now you got a fucking issue.
Except he does, because Hugh Jackman ages, and Wolverine most certainly does not look like how he did in the original.
Yeah, because even in Logan, they had to make him look older.
Yeah.
And then, like, they showed him, again, younger. So they did, oh, look, he could still do it. Yeah, X-24, yeah, young, spry Wolverine. And then you got, like, 65-year-old looking Wolverines. Like, man, I've been through a lot of shit.
He'll die eventually, right?
Who, Wolverine?
Yeah.
He does die. He can die of old age, but it takes a long ass time.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a big issue. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. At a certain point, because it's not like, at a certain point, I think, whatever. I don't care. If you want to make a new Wolverine, it's a new actor, go for it. It's been years. You're like, well, why did you keep it the same the last one? Because that's the guy we still had playing Logan. We didn't know he wasn't going to be playing it in 3 years.
That's where I think, like, if they would have put Logan in the Days of Future Past time, like, in the 80s, 90s timeline, I think it would have been a lot better. If they were like, this is right after Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And there weren't a lot of mutants, and they tied in Apocalypse somehow. And Laura could take over the mantle of Wolverine and continue forward. However, we don't get that. We got
no, they're gonna have to tie in
the two separate paths.
Yeah.
And now we don't know where New Mutants follows, and we don't even know where Deadpool follows.
No, because
Deadpool's in his own.
He's in his own timeline, but in the end credits of Logan.
Yeah.
Right. You see.
Yeah.
You see Deadpool.
You see Deadpool.
Theoretically, he's in the same timeline as Logan.
Yeah. I don't know, because Deadpool is the unique one because he could break the fourth wall, so he can kind of be in anything.
He can't be in anything because he still needs continuity of timeline, though.
Well, we don't know.
Unless he just tells you, hey guys, I know this is weird, but, you know, I'm actually from this timeline. He can do like a 5-second spiel
because
about why
Deadpool, we don't know what's going to happen in Deadpool 2. Because in Deadpool 2, all we know is Cable is there, and Domino is there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're using Mr. Sinister as the villain. They should, because Mr. Sinister is a cool villain about cloning and stuff like that. And if we got Mr. Sinister, we got Cable, and we got Domino. But where's Vanessa? Then we obviously know that this Deadpool movie does not sync up with that Deadpool movie.
We don't know if Vanessa's there yet, do we? Do we know if the actress has been...
I don't know if she signed on.
Because I'm going to say this. I hate when movies are all about getting the girl, and the next movie the girl's not there. Because you just fucked yourself with the whole premise of Deadpool 1 was, it is a love story. If he's not fucking with her in Deadpool 2, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm just saying. Won't you? Talk about continuity.
Yeah, I would actually be a little upset unless they go and, they show a scene of her breaking up with him.
They are not going to break up, okay? Not after all that.
So, the whole point of Deadpool is he did this experiment.
I get it's a horrible movie, but come on.
No, Deadpool's not a bad movie. It's fun.
I mean, what he goes through is horrible.
Yeah. His whole thing is I'm so desperate, I want to cure this cancer so I can stay with my girlfriend.
Are you saying it'd be like the worst thing that could possibly happen to him, that he goes through all this with a girl and then she dumps him?
Yeah, because he says it in the movies, life is these shitty moments happening to you with these commercial breaks of brief happiness, and then it goes right back to the shit again. So, if his whole thing was, I'm going to cure my cancer so I could be close to my girlfriend again and we can get married and whatever. And at the same time, the cancer was cured. He won't die from cancer anymore, but he looks like a human testicle. And
that's from the movies.
Yeah, but that's his main thing is make me hot again because my girlfriend is not going to like it. What would be the funniest thing to happen in the beginning? Dude, you look so fucking gross. I can't deal with you anymore. And then he just goes, oh, fuck it. I'll just be a mercenary again. And then, Cable pops up. But supposedly
she actually loves him.
She does, but she also said, well, put a paper bag over your head.
Because he's ugly. It's not like you're oh, baby, it's a little scar. He's grody.
Yeah.
So...
I feel the textures. Your face feels like Braille.
I don't know. I hope they don't do that, because then I think that degrades her character, too, and makes... I don't know.
Because he also kind of was a shitty boyfriend. They're good together when he didn't know he had cancer.
Yeah.
But he could, like, Weasel kept on saying, just talk to her. It's like, she won't want to talk to me after I look like this.
Yeah.
And he's been, like, he ghosted her for months.
He did.
So, like, what do we really get from Deadpool after that?
I don't know. I just don't want it to be a whole... I don't want them to make her a horrible character for the sake of...
Because she is a mutant. But they never talk about it in that movie.
Well, it's not in that movie, so let's stick with this universe. Thus far, she's not a mutant. So, I just don't want them to destroy a character that they spent a whole movie building.
Yeah.
Simply because. Like, if they're not together for a valid... You know, even what you said, like, they just couldn't handle it. I hope it's not just in a flash where you're like, she's a bitch, and then they move on. Like, that... But... That makes no sense, because then what was the point of the first movie?
Yeah.
So, I just don't want them to do that. I am excited for it, though. I really like the first Deadpool movie. It was funny. It was fun.
Yeah.
I laughed. I can watch it again and still laugh.
Yeah. I watched it, like, 3 times, so, like, the humor is kind of, like, dwindled on me. But if I stay away from it for a bit, I can watch it.
You can come back and watch it again, yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. So next week, Thor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to watch Thor, and then we're going to give you our beautiful opinions on Thor.
Yeah. Apparently it's a good one.
Apparently. I'm excited for it.
We finally got a good Thor movie.
Yes, I don't like Thor. I have not liked the first 2.
Neither did I.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
Actually, we got some good ones coming up. We got Thor, and then the week after that we got Justice League. Right?
No, it's Thor, then we got Comic-Con. And then after Comic-Con, we have Justice League.
Yeah, so we're going to have some good 3 podcasts coming up.
Yeah.
Some interesting things. I'm excited for Thor. Let's hope that it breaks its previous 2 track records.
Yeah.
And actually is a good Thor movie.
From, like, you could do better, and then, oh, you didn't do better. And let's see what you can do now.
Let's see. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's got a female villain.
Yeah.
Have we had a female villain yet? Who's the villain?
Like, the villain of a superhero movie?
Yeah, not she's a sidekick.
Not the sidekick villain.
Yeah.
If you don't count Catwoman. Well, no, Catwoman had a dude as a villain. No, but unless you're counting Joel Schumacher Batman. Like, Batman and Robin with Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze tag teaming the villain role.
Yeah, I guess we can include that, but I think this is the first solo
female villain.
Solo female villain. That's actually really exciting. Let's see how that goes.
It, like, her character is very interesting in the comics. Because she is the daughter of Loki. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if they're going to do that.
Well, we'll see how they create her and what's her backstory in this movie.
Yeah. So, well, with that all said and done, I think that's a podcast.
Yes.
If you want to email us, you can email us at superfunpack.com. Superfunpack@gmail.com. And that's superfunpack@gmail.com. And you can talk to us and give us any questions or our opinions on anything.
And constructive.
Yeah, and constructive criticism. If you like the podcast, let us know. It helps a lot. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.